And now it's time to look at a very easy way to remember all the flat keys. We're going to use this shape that you see on the screen in front of you to help us remember the names of all the flat keys and the various notes that are flattened in each key. I'm just going to ask you to think about this diagram slightly differently than we normally would. Instead of thinking about first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth string, because we're using this as a device to help us remember a lot of theoretical information, for this particular process of remembering all the flats, I'm just going to ask you to think about this as being flat key number 1, flat key 2, flat key number 3, flat key number 4. In other words, this first dot will represent the key that has one flat in it. So let's get to work and show you how this all comes together. We're going to be working across the diagram in this direction. The name of the flat key that has one flat is the key of F. And how we remember this is that the note F would be found in this position on the guitar fingerboard. The key that has two flats is the key of B flat. And again, this is where we would find the note B flat on the guitar fingerboard. The key that has three flats is the key of E flat. And once again, we would find an E flat note in this location on the guitar fingerboard. The next key, the key with four flats, is the key of A flat. Key with five flats is the key of D flat. And the key that contains six flats is the key of G flat. So there we have a way of remembering all the names of the flat keys and the number of flats that are contained in each key. Key of F has one flat, that's our first flat key. Key of B flat has two flats. Key of E flat has three flats. Key of A flat has four flats. Key of D flat has five flats. And the key of G flat has six flats. Now the next piece of information we want to know is what notes are flattened in each key. We know the number of flats in each key and we know the name of each flat key. So let's work through and show you how we work out which notes are affected in each key. So the key of F has one flat, and how we work out which note is flattened, it's the next note under in our shape. Working our way across the fingerboard, the note that's flattened in the key of F is the note B flat. That's this one here. It's the note that's directly underneath the key that we're working on. So over here I've written all the names of the keys, and right next to it I'm going to write in blue, I'm going to write the notes that are flattened in each respective key. So we have the key of F with one flat, that's our first flat key. Remember, we're working across the diagram this way, and the note that's flattened is B flat. Let's move on to the next key. The key of B flat has two flats, and that will be the note B flat, which of course is the name of the key, and the note underneath, which will be E flat. So the key of B flat has two notes that are flattened, and they are B flat and E flat. Okay, you're probably getting the idea now. I'm going across to the key of E flat. The new note that's going to be added to our collection of flats is an A flat. So the key of E flat has three flats: B flat, E flat and A flat. Okay, moving on to the key of A flat, and this will have 4 flats, which will be B flat, E flat, A flat, and now D flat. The key that contains 5 flats is the key of D flat, and we'll be able to work out which notes are flattened just by moving across our diagram, and the notes are B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. Our last key is the key of G flat. Now, you probably won't see this key very often. It's not that common to see music written in G flat. It's usually written in the key of F sharp, but you will see it from time to time, so we need to know how to work out which notes are flattened. It's exactly the same process: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and of course we need one more flat. Now, because both the first string and the sixth string of the guitar is tuned to the same letter name, E, we can just go back up to the top string and continue with this process of dropping down underneath. Now, the note that would be situated under our G flat would be the note B. But because we're dealing with flat keys, we know that this note would be automatically flattened. So the way to correctly name this is a C flat. The note C would be situated here. So actually the note that we'd be looking for is this pitch, but rather than calling it a B, we're going to call it C flat. So the notes in G flat will be B flat, E flat. Again, it's just this progressive addition of a new flat as we go from the previous key. We're now up to A flat, adding in the 4th flat, D flat, adding in the 5th flat, G flat, and our 6th flat is going to be a C flat. And that's how we remember our flat keys using a shape on the guitar fingerboard.